3 million or approximately 3 million views later. I've heard from exes, I've heard from exes' exes. So there I was, man. I guess I'm gonna start teaching. Thin one. Well, I'm like, oh, okay. And I was not sure, why not? It's me. It's like, oh, wait, crap, I'm not prepared for this. I got my start in 2012. I was in college at Arizona State University. I was a junior, and I had a funeral. My family had a loss, and every penny we had went into the funeral, and that included my rent. And I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. It was so scary for me because I was in that weird, ugly place in between like midterms and finals, this really pivotal time. And if I had to move back home to the res, I don't know how I would have done for finals. And I was very worried and very scared. And that's when my relatives on the other side of my family, on my biological mother's side, they got a hold of me and they had asked me if I could make a set of dresses for a coming out ceremony. That's our awesome traditional womanhood ceremony. And at first, I didn't expect to get paid, honestly. I was like, okay, well, let me go do it. Let me just do this dress order and let me just make these dresses for my relatives and maybe some blessings will come onto me. And I didn't know what was going to happen next, but I said yes. And they were like, well, how much do you want? And I was like, well, what do you mean? And they were like, well, we know what's going on. We know about your cousin. We know this, we know that. So if we can help you, we would like to. And I was like, okay, fine. And I told them exactly how much money my rent was, how much my electricity was, and they said yes. And so they wound up paying me. And I went home, I cleaned off my desk or my kitchen table. I broke out the sewing machine my mother gifted to me a few years ago. And I made, I think it was like 7 dresses in like 5 days. And I knocked them out. I did my absolute best. I did my big one on that. And when they were done, everybody went down to the ceremony and they were like, who made your dresses? And they're like, oh, Cher made them. And they're like, Cher makes dresses? She makes orders? What? And then I got a phone call that day, like, excuse me, because, they're all my relatives. And they're like, excuse me, since when are you taking orders? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. This is my one, too. Like, that's it, I need, I just needed to, like, get my rent paid. That's not even the tea, that's not even the vibe. What do you mean? And they were like, oh, no, 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 no. If you're making them dresses, you didn't make me dress. I have a conference next week. And that's how it started. One order turned into 2, turned into 4, turned into over a decade of orders, dresses. It doesn't stop. It never ends. I've since then my career has taken off. I've done runways all over the world. I did Melbourne Fashion Week. That's the big one that I did. And I've done fashion shows all over the country. I've been on stage. My work has been on stage at the San Francisco Playhouse. I've been in movies, a movie called The River. My clothing has been, a lot of different crazy places. Deb Haaland wore one of my dresses when she visited New Zealand when she was the Secretary of State. Yeah, I've had a lot of really, really cool experiences and opportunities throughout the years, and it all started from this really cool sacred place. And I never forget that. I still have a ceremonial discount. I still have a soft spot in my heart for young women who are becoming women, young girls who are becoming women in our ceremonial way, because that's how I began. And I never forget that all of this whole rigmarole became what it is based off of ceremonial life. And that's how I got my start.
What about your upcoming events?
Oh, my upcoming event. Well, let's see. The big upcoming event is on December 6th, and that is going to take place at the Shelby Building, which is really close to Rawhide in Chandler, Arizona. And that is going to be a gala held by Three Precious Miracles. Now, Three Precious Miracles is an organization that is run by my friend Alicia Manuel from one of the Apache tribes. And she's a very strong Apache woman who helps Indigenous youth who are in foster care stay connected to Indigenous cultures, which is something I'm very, very passionate about. I'm an adoptee, so I was adopted. I was adopted by my aunt, and I'm very, very well aware of how vicarious my position was, as an adoptee. And, I was one stone throws away from ending up in the foster system myself. So I know exactly how scary that can be. And I know a lot of youth who grew up in the foster system, and listening to them and their experiences, I know how important and how pivotal pivotal it is for all Indigenous youth to lay claim to their birthright and the access to the culture, access to the songs, access to the dances, all of that cultural wisdom and knowledge is the youth's birthright. And they have every right to learn everything they can about this culture. And there is a need within the Indigenous community to have advocates and the Indigenous matriarchy get involved and really make sure that these young people know who they are and where they come from. And it's a privilege and an honor to help my friend Alicia. She just got an award last night, the other day, from the Phoenix Indian Center. Congratulations to her. She's a major Indigenous matriarch in the Phoenix Valley in the Arizona community. And I'm very happy to show my collection. This is going to be my big one for the full year. And I've had a few fashion shows this year, and it's all coming down to this big one. And this is going to be one of the coolest fashion shows of my entire career. I never put in effort for my fashion shows. I show up with a box and just start throwing clothes at girls. Put it on if it fits you. Let's go. Put your pretty brows. Take your wipe off your brows and draw on your good brows, and let's go. That's what it's going to happen on December 5th in the evening at the Anthony Shelby Building near Rawhide in Chandler, Arizona. And that's going to be my next fashion show, my big one for the year. Independent child now, INDEP then.